Astrology friends, these are your June 2023 video horoscopes with me, Lada from AstroladaOfficial. And June we have a very monumental event, Jupiter conjunct the North Node. That's a manifestation of wishes combination. I mentioned it in some videos that this combination was when the king would gather its priests to pray to the gods, because they believe that when Jupiter is with the North Node, the prayers of humanities are heard and reach God more. So now it's time to dream big or to pray more because some wishes will come true. And there's some other important events that I'll talk about. But first I want to tell you that me and Trifon are doing a course on June the 10th and the 11th on the 100 fixed stars, most important according to ancient sources, how they play out in the natal chart, what it means to you. You can read the horoscope just using fixed stars, nothing else. That's how I read most horoscopes. And I'm starting a new big offer throughout the whole summer, every 3 weeks. Anyone who wants to learn astrology, I'll be recommending a few courses, foundational and more advanced, about a certain topic that are the essential courses, because we have more than 300 astrology courses. So I'll be recommending which are the best for certain topics, and every month I'll do a live Q&A with everyone who takes those courses. You can ask me, we can do more than one Q&A, so you can learn astrology with me, and there'll be big discount on the bundles of those courses on different topics. We start with astrology of relationships. Check it out. I'll put a link below. You can check on my website. There will be updated courses every 3 weeks, and then the discount disappears. But I will be throughout you the whole summer with every new person that joins for any questions on this process of learning with me, because we have incredible courses from incredible astrologers, and mine, of course, always will be present there. Thank you. Let's start. Virgo Sun Moon rising June 2023. Virgo, the month starts with Jupiter conjunct the North Node. Very kind of grand conjunction. Jupiter is grand and big, the largest planet, and the North Node expands and makes even more glamorous whatever it touches. And it's happening in your 9th house. The whole month is under this influence, even from May before that. So they both open doors, give the green light, and manifest on the material level. And for you, for Virgos, that's in a very lucky house. The 9th house is the house of the good karma. It can unlock some good karma, some rewards coming for you. But also the 9th house is manifesting possibly a journey for some of you, a trip abroad, a relocation, manifesting a new knowledge, new direction of learning, new inspiration for yourself, where to head with your life, manifesting new purpose and mission, new meaning in life that can appear, that can grab you with excitement. And after that, hopefully Jupiter in your 9th house will clarify it over the next 12 months, because it has 12 months to stay there. But you definitely will find new meaning in life over the next 12 months. But I think it's with Jupiter with the North Node, it can come like suddenly as a surprise. It can be a new teachings, a new course that you get excited about, a new belief system, a new direction in life, a new teacher you can find that you're very passionate about, that you get very excited about. But it's kind of like what makes you wake up in the morning with passion, with purpose. This is the 9th house, and now it's activated very powerfully by the planet of meaning and the planet of passion. So let's see how this play out for you. But I think it can definitely take you to be more adventurous, to explore new territories, to learn new things, classes, courses. Maybe it can open even the possibility for you to enter into prestigious classes, into prestigious universities, into some exclusive, because the North Node likes exclusive things, into some exclusive teachings and so on. And they can be like a sudden rise, because the North Node is something that suddenly rises into your level of understanding about something, into a sudden shift in consciousness, because the 9th house is one of the houses of consciousness. That's the higher consciousness, from where you see things from a higher vibration, from a higher perspective, and the North Node can shift you instead of here to the next step of understanding, to 3 steps ahead of elevated understanding and perspective. It can be sudden, for some of you, extreme cases, there can be sudden elevation of the vibration and the perspective, and seeing it from a much higher point of view, or meeting such people, because Jupiter rules the 7th house for you, which is other people, going into the 9th house that open new horizons for you. They might be foreign as well, because the North Node is foreign. You might meet someone foreign or someone more unusual, someone more worldly with the North Node, but charismatic as well, and very different than anything you've met. And it might be even in a romantic sense, or it can be just like someone that opens, like another person that enters your life that surprises you, opens new vistas for you, new belief system, new experiences, new ways of thinking, new ways of seeing stuff. So that can be some of the interesting things developing this couple of months for you. The 9th house conjunction of Jupiter in the North Node can bring opportunities also for teaching for some of you. Opportunities for, I said, high knowledge travel, foreign relocation, and so on. Luck, being at the right place at the right time. And of course, 9th house is the house of divinity, having very sudden and very obvious signs from above, like, oh, what should I do in my life? And you wake up and there is a symbol in front of you, like you see exactly the answer somehow. So maybe even consulting a teacher, spiritual teacher. Of course, Rahu has this energy of also being misled or misleading to the glamour energy, but Jupiter, I'm hoping that Jupiter is helping you stick to the truth, and Jupiter will stay in your 9th house much longer after that to see, even if there is some deception or maybe too much excitability for this new path that you're going on, for this new meaning that you're discovering, for these new vistas in front of you, because the North Node will leave very soon your 9th house. So whatever was false or inauthentic or maybe too grandomaniac, Jupiter will reveal the truth and will leave the truth, the truthful side of it. Then the next big thing is that on the 6th, Venus will enter your 12th house and stay there for the next 4 months till October. This is rare. Venus, actually 7 years ago in 2014, is that? No, more than 7 years. 9 years ago, Venus was retrograde for a few months in your 12th house. Again, look back at this time, maybe you can get some ideas what is possible. But let's think, because Venus in that 12th house is a bit hidden, not much, but many Virgos tend to have planets in Leo as well. So especially people that have Virgo Sun, they might have Venus or Mercury in Leo. So that Venus in Leo can be very powerful for them if they have anything there, activate some important events. But usually Venus, wherever it goes, protects that area of life and makes it easier and smoother and more pleasant, let's say. So in the 12th house, it can, well, now Mars is there till the beginning of July. But after that, definitely it can improve your sleeping patterns, give you pleasant sleep. While Mars is there, there might be a bit hot, steamy, intense sleep and dreams. Venus can also indicate, because another passionate planet is in the 12th house, some hidden romance for some of you, or long distance one, or with someone that is kind of more private, a romantic interest that develops, or something romantically behind the scenes. Also, the 12th house is known as the house of bed pleasures, because it's the bedroom, what you do alone. So that's also one of the sex houses in ancient astrology. Venus there is considered to be very happy, and you have Venus there for 4 months. So that can improve the imaginative world of the person, that can improve their sex life, bed pleasures of any sorts. But anything that you do alone, like you can really indulge more in wine, in drinking, in 12th houses, any kind of behaviors through which we escape reality, and Venus transiting there can really help us indulge without bad consequences there, until it starts going retrograde. Maybe then a person can reconsider, or any kind of other hidden vices someone can have. Venus can allow you to enjoy them as much as you want, basically. And when it starts going retrograde towards the end of July, then it will start reevaluating, is this worth wasting my life energy on this or no? But first it might be like, ooh, let me indulge into those hidden pleasures. They're not necessarily bad. It can be, you might overindulge on anything 12 house, which is like binging Netflix, anything escaping reality, reading books. You might just kind of have a break and be on a beach with your favorite book or whatever, or you might go to a retreat. Actually, Venus is great for those 12th house activities. If you want to travel abroad, not only is Jupiter allowing it here in the 9th house of travels, so now is the year for you. If you're Virgo rising, now is the year for you to travel, to see some countries. The 2 houses of foreign places, Jupiter, the 9th house, one benefic, 12th house, foreign countries, faraway places, another benefic, till October. Buy your tickets, go. If you have to go on a retreat or a spa, going to hotels is the 12th house. These are activities, physical activities you can take that will be beneficial, very pleasant. You can even find love there with Venus. But if you're not going to be traveling, the 12th house and this 9th house, which are kind of blessed now, they're about traveling of the mind, the expansion of the spirit. So Jupiter, as I said, in the 9th house, fantastic to study something, higher knowledge, might be astrology or whatever you want, but you'll be open to study, to learn, to expand, to travel mentally, so to speak, to expand your vision and what you believe is possible. Jupiter will make you believe a lot more is possible. Your Jupiter in the 9th house will make you believe in yourself a lot more, have more hope. And because you start believing in yourself more and what you're capable of doing, you will attract much more fortunate circumstances, and you'll create bigger life than before. This is what Jupiter in the 9th house is doing. Actually, I love it. This is one of, when Jupiter transits my 9th house from anything, I feel much better than when Jupiter transits my actual house of planets for some reason, because the 9th house is the highest vibration of the self houses, and that's when you feel really expanded and capable of doing more. So you have this for a whole year ahead, Virgos. Really beneficial for you. But then Venus in the 12th house, explore anything spiritual, anything mystical. Again, it can be, that's another Jupiter house. It can be astrology, higher knowledge, past lives as well. A lot of spiritual knowledge can come gliding into you, and a lot of enjoyment can come to you from it. Plus, if you're studying anything, university or classes, courses, both the 9th house loves to study and the 12th house loves to study and research and has some great insights that Venus will help you there. Whether you're a scientist in a laboratory studying, researching something, again, you can have great insights and downloads from this 12th house with ease. You can find some hidden answers there and so on. Or, as I said, it can be just good to go on a nice holiday, pleasant experience, disconnect from reality. Of course, the unhealthy ways of doing it, I mentioned some of them that Venus can allow you to do. And you can connect, again, that we talked about foreigners. The 12th house is also... For now, that's what I think is the most important. I can't think of it. There might be spending, yes, because Venus also rules your 2nd house in the 12th house of dematerialization. Well, you might be spending a bit more money than normal with Venus in this 12th house. Be prepared for that. And but it's usually on something that you're enjoying and that you're finding pleasurable. Or you might be doing some long-term investment abroad or in something that's not going to have returns for you for a long time, at least a few years. That's another way you can look at 12th house. Spending is more like investment in long-term something. And then, let's say, possible negativity of Venus in the 12th house can be something behind your back connected to money, because Venus rules your second house, or valuables, or connected to, what else does Venus rule for you? The ninth house. There might be, I don't think something, I don't think it's Venus. Venus is not a malevolent planet at all for you. It's quite positive. But it might be a good time to spend some money on education, on higher knowledge, which is, you know, Venus rules the second house, rule of the ninth house, and the 12th of spending on some travel, or on some teaching and so on. If something is happening behind your back, okay, there's sometimes possibility with Venus in the 12th house that you discover, especially when Venus goes retrograde, something especially from a loved person, from a woman or a person you love, that something is happening that you discover, but that's when Venus turns retrograde. So this is for Venus entering your 12th house. Then on the 12th, Pluto goes back into Capricorn from your 6th house that was there only for 2 months, moves back till the end of the year in your 5th house. What can it do there? Maybe it can make you revisit some the themes of children, the themes of romantic love, but it's making trine from there. So yes, Pluto is prone to crisis. There is a possibility. I don't think so. It's just too long. This transit of Pluto was over 15, 16 years there in your 5th house. You are not constantly in crisis. It's just maybe some of the themes of romance, of love, of children will be reignited. But Pluto is capable, because it's a fertile planet, if you want to get pregnant, to bring that topic and a possibility, if you romantically as well, to create something intense and very sexually deep in some way, and soul connecting till the end of the year. In the 5th house, it can also intensify the creative streak in you, the streak to create something like your own creative idea that you turn into business, for example, which is your own creation, and Pluto can give you the willpower and concentration and focus to do it, to work on that creative idea somehow, or to create it. So I don't think it's a big issue, that it's gonna in any way harm. As I said, there might be some intensity in the romantic love, that power struggles or something, some secrets that come up. Of course, it's Pluto, something that has to be something that's buried, that is unearthed and brought to the surface, connected to matters regarding children, and some important decisions that you're given, like to make a decision either about a child or about romantic relationship. These are the main themes of the 5th house. Then on the 18th, Saturn turns retrograde in Pisces, in your 7th house, for the first time in 30 years. So I have Neptune here only, sorry, but Saturn is here. And especially if you're Virgo born the first, if you're August born Virgo, you're gonna feel this strongly in the first couple of days of September as well. Saturn will be right opposite your sun. Or if you have your ascendant or moon in the first 10 degrees, you'll definitely feel the Saturn retrograde very strongly. It will feel like there's more pressure on you, less time, maybe pressure, maybe demands from partnerships, maybe testing of partnerships because it's an opposition, or some important responsibility you need to take with a partner, or starting to question a partnership. Is this the right one for me? Is this the right business partnership? Is this the right personal partnership? Is this the right clientele I want? Because Saturn retrograde makes you ask questions, and if there is any inherent problems in your relationships, Saturn will start showing them now. This is when things start, whatever is rotten starts showing itself. And you have 2.5 years to work on your relationship with Saturn in the 2nd house, But the first signals of if it's a right relationship or no, or if there is anything wrong, they start appearing. If it's the right relationship, it can mean the first, not obstacle, not setback. I would call it more like the first responsibilities that come to you as a couple start appearing. But of course, it's an opposition directly on your sun or your ascendant or your moon. It's not only just about relationships. It can be about your vitality that feels a bit lower. So just the earlier born Virgos can feel a little bit this pressure from Saturn turning retrograde. Something shifts in their life, something shifts in their reality. Not all other Virgos will feel it, but again, I would say even the later born Virgos can start feeling this, the questioning of relationships, or the taking of responsibilities that they have to work through over the next, and more commitment. But if it's not the right partnership or commitment or contract with someone, the problems will start appearing now. All right, so this is what Saturn wants you to do. And of course, Saturn is always about maturation, organization. You're a naturally organized sign, you're a naturally responsible sign. Of course, if you've missed those things, it can feel like, some issues. If you've not been responsible, usually Virgo is very responsible with the health and whatever. And if you haven't, if it's your sun or ascendant or moon and Saturn is opposing it, sometimes they can be health problems. Saturn stiffens, ages, or shows the consequences of wear and tear, or stiffening cold conditions, or consequences of not taking care well of yourself. And lowered energy. But again, this is only so we become more conscious with what we do with our energy, where do we give it away, and so on. Then on the 18th, at the same time, you're gonna have a new moon in your 10th house. Actually, that's a very vibrant month for most Virgos. As I said, no matter what Saturn is doing here, yes, the early born Virgos, the first 10 degrees this year, all year, Saturn is breathing on your neck, usually in the form of someone else because it's in the 7th house. But there is more pressure. It's not easy. You have a lot of things to do. You're not gonna be left to lazy around. Or if you don't do anything about it, people turn very bitter when Saturn is around, very self-pitying and so on. But Jupiter is all the time protecting you this whole next 12 months, Virgos, constantly looking at you. No matter what challenges Saturn throws, what, delays, and Jupiter makes sure that you feel optimistic, that you have, you found a new purpose, and even if you have extra responsibilities and duties to do, what the goal is with Jupiter in the 9th house. You have your north node, like where to go towards, and that makes it all worth it. And Jupiter gives you the wisdom through this 9th house to be philosophical, to look at things from a higher perspective. So even normal obstacle, whatever circumstances Saturn might delay or block, it makes you look at the higher perspective and know that this is the right thing that is happening. But with this new moon in your 10th house, very visible house, this can be renewal, new possibility for career for some of you. So after the 18th, for the next 10 days, 2 weeks, some important developments with career. You might start a new job, new chapter of your career, renew something in regards to your career. But Neptune is squaring it, so there is something, especially if you're starting a new career or new project, you might be expecting it to be one way, but there might be something there that you're not reading between the lines. That because Neptune is some uncertainty, or something you expected it to be one way, but it turns out to be another way, or they tell you something, but it turns out to be not exactly like that. I'm not saying that if you start a new job or a new career or a new project with your career or a new initiative of any sort that it will be bad, just that there will be, that you should be prepared that there is something that you're not fully aware of there because of this Neptune square. And in worst case scenario, something that is on purpose deceptive, but usually I haven't seen it be like that, so bad, you know. All right, so this is the whole month for you, Virgo. I think one of the best. I know I scared you with the Saturn prediction. Don't worry. Definitely this Jupiter has your back for 12 months ahead. You got it, guys. The positivity is there, the luck aligning at the right place at the right time, despite of Saturn influence as well. But you would understand everything from a higher perspective. So thank you so much.